Here's a question for you. After the disciples see Jesus in the upper room in our Bible text this week, 8 days later, they're still back there and haven't figured out what to do next. How do you figure out what to do next? Where do you go to ponder and reflect and think? Do you take the time to do so? What does that look like? That's what we're going to think about today for our devotion. So I've been sitting out here in the woods for a while, just listening to the breeze roll and looking around and enjoying the silence. And hiking and coming to the woods is something I do. I know for myself when I need to reflect and I need to find my center again and I need to find God again. And I was thinking about that today because the disciples, they physically see, touch, meet, and talk to Jesus. And yet, for 8 days, they don't know what to do next. What was that 8 days like? Maybe you found yourself wondering here what you should be doing right now, having more time than you know what to do with. Can you imagine 8 days of no idea what to do next? And then even after Thomas shows up, it's a while until Pentecost when the Spirit shows, and then Peter starts to preach. Even then, they're not sure what to do. When it comes to the early portion of the book of Acts, they travel north, and the Spirit of Jesus says, no, don't go here. Then they travel west, and the Spirit of Jesus says, nah, don't go there. It's months, and they're still not quite sure what all this means. If there were a clear answer as to what all of this means, we would all have it. We know that Jesus lives. We know that we're forgiven. We know that death has been defeated and that our lives have purpose and meaning now. And we know that Jesus will welcome us home. Those are things that we know. But what it all means, how it all works, why it happened this way, those are things we don't know. And it's important to take time and to come up with our own answers, to find that way of retreating and spending time with God, whether that means reflecting in Scripture and listening, whether it means talking to friends and family or even strangers and listening for Jesus, whether it means listening to your life. These are a part of the Christian discipline, a part of the Christian life. And it's not that we do these things to have more faith or to be holier or stuff like that. We do these things because we need to. And because we need to get to know the one who came back from the dead. Christ's peace to you this week. Maybe this is your 8 days. Maybe this is that quiet time while you reflect and think. I hope Jesus shows up and that when he does, you see and remember. I'll have another devotion for you next week. This is Pastor Chris signing off for Now What Devotions for this week from Trinity Lutheran in Cyrus. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.